But, you know, it's hard. It's hard to call someone out to their face. Like, I'll say it. Because when Liver King said he doesn't take steroids, like, I didn't fucking push back on him that hard. Anyway.
To the beginning, because this very much feels like a story that has come full circle for us on this channel, and do it the justice it deserves by fleshing it out from inception. When I first noticed the Liver King, he had 1% of the following he does now across all platforms, if that. And within a year, he has managed to build a fan base of millions of
Yeah, the pasta gut moment was like, I think his lowest moment. But I still like him. I think he more plates, more dates, amazing for info, but like many is a little transphobic. A lot the sports kind too. Yeah, of course. Everyone who's in the Joe Rogan brigade has to be like a little transphobic, you know what I mean? Which is ironic because like they're on fucking you know, they're on gender affirming hormone therapy, versions of like gender affirming hormones, which is so funny. It literally like, anyway, I don't know if he's like, I don't know if he's like actually like out and about like crazy transphobic. I think it's more like, oh yeah, I didn't really think about it too much, but like, yeah, it doesn't make sense like that someone who was like who assigned male at birth, who was jacked, should be able to compete against women, like cis women.
Followers, and has been on several of the biggest podcasts in the world, echoing his message to the masses. His message centers around 9 core ancestral tenets, which have remained the cornerstone of his content since day one. Sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, fight, and bond. And apparently there's a 10th one he sometimes likes to throw in there, which is fun. Liver King believes the modern world has made men soft, and it's his duty to empower the masses to become jacked, high testosterone, metabolically and cognitively peaked primals with a higher quality of life, and to inspire change and achieve this and be maximum impact. He does it through as viral of content as possible.
By the way, this is literally the most classic, okay? Everyone in the fitness industry that is natty or isn't even natty but openly admits that they're not natty knows that everyone that fucking claims that they're natty when they don't look natty at all are lying to sell their own supplements. Okay? That's just, it's so common.
Walks the walk and shows off the polar extreme of ancestral living, which includes being shirtless essentially in perpetuity, doing hard shit constantly via heavyweight training, and unorthodox, difficult fitness challenges, as well as showing off the ancestrally consistent meat and organs he eats huge quantities of, and this includes heart, raw testicles, liver, etc., and flying around the world to share his beliefs about health and vitality whenever he gets the chance. I saw Liver King's content for the first time in September last year, shortly after he started his social media push. I think his first post was August 2021, if I'm not mistaken. I started getting tagged more and more on his content when people started noticing he was implying heavily that his physique was achieved solely by following the 9 ancestral tenets and was not enhanced with steroids or any.
It's so funny. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like, dude, that shit was so, like, oh, God, people are so fucking stupid. They won't learn. I remember you and Ethan discussing this ages ago. Was it you or Ethan that was quite torn and going between whether they take steroids or not? I mean, I said he wasn't natty, but then, you know, I didn't call him out to his face. Ethan definitely did a better job, you know, consistently fucking asking him.
Any exogenous hormones,
but like,
or
yeah.
PEDs.
Have you seen that bloke that eats just the raw?
No, that's a gimmick, that guy.
It just looks ridiculous. He's got a
something.
plate of hearts and he just looks weird.
He's got an ass filled with steroids is what he's got.
Yeah, he should have a big plate of steroids next to it.
That is not a natural body.
Of course it's not.
That guy is shooting all.
Why does Joe Rogan say he doesn't take steroids when he's like a big advocate for TRT? Like, is new Rogan like anti-TRT or something? Am I crazy? Because like when I was growing up, Joe Rogan was pretty open about like doing steroids. Or maybe didn't he have a conversation with fucking More Plates, More Dates? So you ate bull testes for no reason? Man, I didn't eat the bull testicles because I thought I was going to be jacked like Liver King. Don't be silly. I ate the bull testicles because I like it. No, I ate it because it's content, dummy. Come on. Joe Rogan is trans? Yes, Joe Rogan is he is, for at least as long as I've been a fan of him, taking more hormone replacement than the average trans male or female.
All kinds of shit into his system to achieve that kind of physique.
Completely.
Yeah, there's this guy Derek, who's been on my podcast before. He's got
What kind of transphobic segment, dude? Well, what do you want? Do you want my attention? Here, you have it. Okay. You have my attention, Chad Thunderdong. Why are you back in this community? You used to shut the fuck up. Stop making fun of the trans alpha males. Yeah, okay. You got it. You got me.
this web YouTube page, moreplatesmoredates.com
Oh,
is
yeah.
his website. You know that guy?
Yeah.
And More Plates, More Dates, the YouTube page did a whole takedown of, not a takedown, but again, an examination of this guy's claims that he's natural and that what he's, it's like living off the 9 pillars of health and sustainability or whatever the fuck it is, like liver and testicles and drinking blood. And like
and biblical amounts of HGH. What do you mean? It's just like, I guess he forgot.
It's a gimmick.
Back then, he was already getting criticism for claiming natural, and since then, he's only managed to get more jacked despite being in his mid-40s and traveling constantly and having more on his plate than ever from a entrepreneurship perspective. In an effort to maintain full transparency, just like he does with his supposed natural status, Liver King has been very candid about the success of his portfolio of supplement companies.
Mine, little birdie, told me that you're making over $100 million a year from your businesses. True or false?
True.
True. That's a pretty staggering accomplishment.
Now, understandably, this success draws a greater level of scrutiny
That's a cap too, by the way.
to his claims of being natural and his brand as a whole, as there is a clear monetary incentive to promote what he does. And if he's on drugs after all, there is a clear monetary incentive to withhold that information from the public and lie about it to push his agenda. And this scrutiny has compounded exponentially over the past year, as Liver King has not just doubled down on his statements of claiming natural, but he has literally 100-folded down on it on several of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Regardless of whether you use stuff or not, like,
I don't.
Can they get a build like yours without taking them?
So I want to set the record straight. I want to expand and tell you why it's possible.
A year ago, maybe 2 years ago, it was all about like PEDs and steroids, right? And then, same question, same answer. I didn't touch the stuff, don't touch the stuff, right?
Joe Rogan criticized you. Joe Rogan's a big person in terms of his platform is big. How did that feel when he alluded that you're on steroids or something like that?
Yeah, number one, I don't do it. And number two, what I want you to say is, you know what, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that guy, in fact, he did say he's in the 0.00001% of genetics if he does it naturally.
What is the Liver King's response to this claim that the Liver King is hormonally improved by science?
The question has always been, do you take steroids? Do you take PEDs? The answer to that is no. I've always told the truth. I still tell the truth. This is funny.
Do steroids make you stronger too, or just look inflated? Of course they make you stronger. Are you crazy? That's why they're banned from professional competition. Yes, they make you incredibly strong.
People write in DMs,
Right.
and they're like, they tell me what I'm taking.
Right.
And then here's something else. I was just joking around. I'd like to get your opinion on this. I thought, so again, for the record, I've never taken steroids.
Really?
I'm thinking about doing it.
Yeah.
Ancestral Tenant 10 is have a little fucking fun.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? If you've built this biological resilience, I always say, have a little poison. I'll drink, I'll do mushrooms, I'll do shit. Like every Saturday, I imbibe. I'm like, you know what? I'm healthy enough. If I want to do a cycle, I'm going to do a cycle. And how much you want to bet I turn into the Incredible fucking Hulk?
You're going to be terrifying,
I want to be like this.
And they permanently change you physically even after you stop AK. You keep some of the size after you go off on them? Yes, but you will never look the same. You will never be able to maintain your size that you were on steroids off steroids. And you also need to cycle. You also need to cycle out as well. You need to like literally take, I think you need to take estrogen, right? Like after you do a cycle of steroids, No, Chad Thunderdog, it's okay. You didn't annoy me. I'm sorry. Fuck. God damn it. Anavar is a pill, not bad. Come down. Never take oral steroids. Listen, don't take any steroids without consulting a doctor. Okay, I am not anti-steroids at all. But do not. Oral steroids will fucking no. Like if there was an option between the two, and a lot of kids, a lot of young dudes will do the oral one because it's like easier. Before and after steroids? Wait, what? In a short-term regimented pharma manner, can steroids help with weight loss? Okay, you guys got to stop asking me questions like this. I'm not going to tell you anything else, okay?
Okay, you think this guy's on steroids, right? This is the guy who's on steroids. It's like if somebody has, let's say, a 700, testosterone, free testosterone, and if they're taking steroids and they want to get up to 1,400 or 1,500 or whatever it is, guess what? You can do the same thing with the 9 ancestral tenets. And if you do the 9 ancestral tenets and you're living this way over this amount of decades, you're going to be able to produce your highest and most dominant form.
So I think when people see someone with your physique, they look at it and they think there's something going on here. There's gear, there's steroids, there's performance enhancing drugs. Talk to us about, whether you use performance enhancing drugs or steroids or anything to get this physique.
Listen, I love this question. I've been getting this question since high school, and it's done more to lift the Liver King brand and message than any other question. So I hope you asking it now continues to do the same. The short answer is no. I don't touch this stuff. But here's the deal.
I've never taken steroids, but I have no problem with steroids. I would. And I do plan to eventually. I do plan to take steroids like TRT eventually when I hit 35, 36. If I start noticing my testosterone levels diminish, I will definitely take it. Are you waiting to get bald first? Right now, I take the opposite of testosterone. I take a testosterone blocker, a DHT blocker, in the form of minoxidil. Well, is minoxidil the Rogaine one? Finasteride.
Isn't it just fucked up that a muscular, lean man has to justify his level of fitness, but a fat, lazy, metabolically deranged...
Being on HRT and TRT are not the same as being on a cycle. Yeah, TRT is like TRT is a lighter version of that, right?
Skinny, fragile, osteopathically deranged. They don't have to justify their lack of fitness.
Oh, Liver King, you're on steroids. You're on PEDs, and so it's like, okay, we had a lot of fun with that, and then we had a doctor come on. We made a video. If you ever Google Liver King's blood work, we had a legitimate doctor come on. We did like a blood work reveal. That was fun. But then the accusations never stopped. So I'm like, okay.
Well, I assumed you were on steroids. I was talking to one of your guys, and I was like, yeah, he's on steroids, right? Like people don't look like that. He was like, no, he's not. And I think I'd heard Rogan say you were on steroids.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Now, obviously, it would not be very ancestrally consistent to be using synthetic, lab-synthesized drugs to achieve the physique you then use to promote the 9 ancestral tenets. It's like the complete opposite of what is aligned with that message, essentially. Now, while nobody who is speculating truly knows the answer, it does not do him any favors to lean in and call those that doubt him subprimal, or to make jokes about those who suspect he's on PEDs on a regular basis.
I'll tell you this, there's a lot of subprimals that are convinced that Liver King is taking steroids.
Steroids, primal or subprimal?
Subprimal.
Wait, why? I'll probably do TRT once my T levels start.
I don't believe you. I think after we get to know each other and you get to know the 9 ancestral tenets and you get to understand, and this stuff is in the literature. If you want evidence-based literature instead of the bro science, Google this and use Google Scholar. You'll find this in the literature. 50 years ago, we had 50% higher testosterone. Today, people take...
Yeah, that's literally because motherfuckers are eating awful shit. which I
steroids to increase their testosterone by 50%. So why not just do these ancestral tendencies?
I mean, I got good T levels currently. I'm just saying
you say they're good because that's the new normal, and that's the relative difference. But how much you want to bet you could double your testosterone naturally by doing these 9 ancestral tendencies?
Well, you know the reason why people bring up the steroid thing is because it's almost like a discredit.
Oh, did you change your mind? Wait, I just said in that interview the exact same thing I just said right now before the interview came up. I literally said exactly the same thing. What the fuck? Like verbatim the same shit. Like almost like word for word.
We hear this all the time that hate always comes from below and hate always comes from within. Yeah. Right? When people really hate their lives, because most people do, they go to jobs that they hate, they come home to lives they don't love, they sedate themselves with enough bullshit, right? And so they hate themselves so much that they project that hate.
Why do you take T blockers? DHT blockers is a prostate medication that is the FDA approved for balding. Okay, that's it. This man on your screen, More Plays, More Dates, unironically did a video on that. Okay, he did a video on it.
Established business prior to blowing up on social media, but it is impossible to ignore his meteoric rise and the financial success he has experienced on the back of that.
Because if I'm going to create $100 million a year in revenue, and I'm doing it by doing good to the human condition, versus a company that is selling Coke or type 2 diabetes.
Listen,
or strip clubs,
I'm fully behind that.
So this is why value is not created equally. So I'm glad that hey, you support, hey, let's go make some money if we're doing good in the world, because there should be an exchange of value.
With new Liver King endorsed brands popping up seemingly every few months at this point, new more extravagant luxuries being prominently featured in his content, private jets, etc., and very, very transparent takes on yearly revenue metrics in his companies, there is clear monetary benefit to his social media presence growing in the way it has. However, the scrutiny he experiences grows even greater in parallel as he downplays it and portrays his burst onto the social media scene as like this noble act, only cares about his fellow man and, achieving highest quality of life, health, vitality, etc. And it is not fueled by a financial incentive.
Liver King existed way before a year ago, right? I never wanted to go on social media. I never wanted to do a podcast.
I think the one thing that I found very surprising, he has like one zit on his cheek here, but the one thing I did find very surprising was that he never had back knee. Doesn't HGH also cause that? Like, he did not have back knee when I met him, and it doesn't seem like he has back knee. And I feel like steroids, like, you always do get that shit.
To be like public Liver King. I loved my life. I don't know if you've heard me say this before, but before Liver King on social media, I was rich and anonymous.
Wait, isn't this the dude who literally also pushed FTX?
It's a pretty badass life to live. Go anywhere, do anything. No one's going to distract you. Now, if I get on the lake, on the boats are coming up. Hey, Liver King, Liver King. But in terms of how my other businesses grow, my other businesses grow 50% a year over year. So what kind of impact have I had on these businesses is really marginal.
Where do you invest?
Where I invest is like, we're doing 100 of these companies. And you know why? Because people are hurting and they hate their lives, right? They're suffering and struggling with such depth that they need to hear this message.
Now, there is absolutely truth and positivity behind a lot of the information that Liver King puts out, in my opinion. A lot of the stuff from a nutritional intake perspective, metabolic health perspective, relationship building, a lot of the stuff he talks about is stuff that I definitely believe is valuable, motivational, inspiring, and could improve quality of life, health, vitality, etc. Like, I even eat an ounce of liver per day myself and have for years. However, him portraying the explosion of his polarizing brand as something he, never wanted to do, didn't intend to do for financial reasons at all, is perceived to be deceitful by many.
So here's a Liver King.
You're saying from his?
Yeah. So he's this nice guy. He peddles supplements. He lies. He's probably on the roids. He talks about masculinity. He walks around with his shirt off. That guy is an asshole. And fucking.
Wait, he's an asshole because
he's just a fraud. He's just a phony. He's a fraud. Like he's a clown. And like we all sit there and like.
These guys get so mad at this. Like, I think the most deceitful part about it is like selling a false story. I don't have an issue with steroids, so I'm never going to fucking turn around and be like, oh man, I can't believe this guy's doing steroids or whatever. Just admit it and it's fine. It's still not easy to achieve the physique that Liver King has without a very strict diet and very strict workout regimen. Like, that dude, regardless of the fucking steroids or not, is still incredibly impressive with his physique. And anyone who does steroids or anyone who's ever done steroids knows that and will tell you that. A lot of people do get mad though, because they just say that like this is a fraudulent way to sell your supplements, which to that I do think is there is credence to that. I do agree. What is it? It's lying about it being an achievable natural physique, and dumbasses believe it blindly. Defend Liver King's bullshit. Yeah. Roids are not his body's hundreds of hours of hard work and commitment. Yeah.
In 2022, the day of social media and TikTok, we're all like, "Oh, the Liver King. Let's put this asshole up on a pedestal."
So his main message is eating clean, living like the caveman did, right? I don't give a fuck if he's on steroids. I don't give a fuck.
But again, it's just like, it's the gimmick, dude. It's the fucking gimmick. Like, we live in a world with fucking gimmicks. Just be a normal motherfucker.
That's fair.
Put a shirt on.
It seems that the push behind the Liver King brand from inception was a very clearly outlined, premeditated, and
I'm fine with Roy's, but telling teenagers that that is an achievable body natty is just wrong. Yeah, that actually does fuck with a lot of people's brains. I think it's like unironically the same exact conversation about beauty standards and body standards. That shit does fuck people's brains up. Okay? It does. Like, thinking that you're going to get that body ever, even if you fucking do steroids, is silly. Okay? You can get pretty close to that natty. Dude, that would require you to literally like bulk and cut for like 10, 12 years straight with some of the most intense dieting and working out. You are out of your fucking mind. Okay? And on top of that, you have to have godlike genetics too. It's just, that's insane. Like, you're doing it. You're falling for it. I mean, you guys know, I have a friend who is natty. Okay, here it is. And he has like a pretty insane pretty insane body.
Hola,
Okay.
muchachos. Welcome to the video. Life is too short for you not to enjoy some ice cream.
This dude has been doing this, and I literally saw him like year over year fucking year. Bulk up, cut, bulk up, cut, bulk up, cut to achieve this body. And he was only able to achieve it over the course of like 10 fucking years. Okay. And yeah, and he's natty, and you could tell that he's natty. That's another thing. You could tell, look at his body fat percentage. What is bulk up, cut? The only way to like actively put muscle mass on your body, the most consistent way to like literally put pounds and pounds of muscle mass on your body is through a sequence of bulking up and then cutting weight. Yeah, he used to be my trainer. Well, I used to train with him. He's a good friend of mine.
Shockingly calculated strategy.
My man said, this looks pretty average. Half the gym buddies look like this to take working out seriously. Dude, if you go to the gym long enough, you know that like 98% of the fucking photos that you see is literally lighting. I just showed you 3 snippets from a fucking video, and you said that that's like, oh, whatever, dude. Not that impressive. No, that is incredibly impressive.
Fitness charlatans and snake oil salesmen have come under the microscope with greater scrutiny over the past few years. We've seen many examples of this, and while not long ago, many of them essentially got away with murder and promoting absolute nonsense, misleading, disingenuous things, some stuff that is just a straight up ripoff entirely, or even potentially dangerous misinformation. I feel like we've all come a long way in educating ourselves about how to identify misleading marketing, disingenuous individuals, and avoiding them entirely. My friend Zach Tellender, who helped bring this video to life actually too, has exposed a lot of this behavior over the years in the fitness industry on his channel. And before we get into the nitty gritty, it feels fitting to have Zach give a preface about how all of this came to be.
A charlatan is, by definition, a person who makes elaborate, fraudulent, and often valuable claims to skill or knowledge. A fraud. I happen to like bits and pieces from many different definitions of a charlatan. A person who pretends to have expert knowledge or skill that he or she does not actually have, or a malicious trickster, a fake person, especially one who deceives for personal profit. In the fitness industry and social media as a whole, charlatans run amok, and they're making more money and gaining more fame than ever before. But what's important to distinguish here is the separation between valuable influence and being a charlatan. So with regards to the definitions, you may be thinking, I learn things from fitness people, good fitness people, all the time. Are they charlatans? And the simple answer is no, because the bests of the industry tell you things that aren't sacred, new, and amazing. They deliver information with a level of nuance. They usually understand that there are most likely no absolutes. They bring anecdotes or...
Bro, this guy went to the gym.
Understand that there are most likely...
And trained all neck, bro. What the fuck? Yo, Pete Rubbish. What is it? Neck day at the gym every day? The throat goat, dude. Holy shit. What the fuck? Is he a Formula One driver? Because it looks like he can withstand, you know, G-force pretty fucking adequately. This guy could get in a fucking car crash and the car would have whiplash, okay? Instead of him. Everything would fucking pancake and the guy would come out of there like, yeah, it's fine.
Likely no absolutes. They bring anecdotes or their own personal experience on the matter to you with respect to science. They do all of this while consistently disclaiming that they don't have the answers to exactly what it is you should be doing. They guide you down the sturdy and trusted path while encouraging you to make your own way in this world. The charlatan cannot do this. This is because they are providing you with clear-cut, absolute answers. They don't want to empower you. They want to keep you passive and force you to consume. Now, there is nothing wrong with selling. There is, however, something wrong with using tactics with a distinct...
Is this the Webster's Dictionary defines beginning of a presentation? Yes, it is. We are listening to that currently.
...group and out-group mentality.
He spent like 25 minutes explaining what a fucking charlatan means.
The charlatan's ideas cannot exist with other ideas present. They must be on the attack of other ideas because they interfere with their delivering of this absolute sacred knowledge. For instance, Joel Seedman cannot concede to large ranges of motion because he's so bought into the 90-degree joint angles with endless claims about their superiority and the inferiority of anything else that he has to be the only correct one. Another example would be the GOTA guys. They cannot concede to possibly saying that typical compound movement training can serve any benefit at all because it directly contradicts.
Wait, what? There's fucking people out there in the fitness industry that say typical compound muscle exercises aren't good. They are the building blocks. What the fuck? I didn't even know these motherfuckers existed. What? Squats are always ass to grass. The fuck kind of take is 90-degree only? I mean, I don't have an issue with 90-degree squats. I don't think even they have an issue with 90-degree squats, but you can do varying degrees as well. It's not just, it's the rip-a-toe take. What the fuck? Bro, if you're anti-compound muscle movement, if you're anti-compound muscle exercises, you are literally, you are personally leading people astray. Bro, you got to work a single strand of muscle at a time. What do you mean? Wait, what? If you don't know anything, if you learn how to do proper squats, learn how to do proper bench press. Some people will tell you not to do deadlifts, but I you know, that in and of itself is how I fucking got yacked when I was at my peak. Okay, that's it. I squatted twice a week, I deadlifted once a week, and I fucking bench pressed twice a week.
Predicts their convoluted idea of reverse movement technology, whatever that means. Next, we have skill, and this is what empowers the charlatan and their followers. The skill is the determinable action that solidifies their position against the outgroup. We do this, they do that. We are good, they are bad. What we do is difficult to describe, but with our convoluted vocabulary and our distinctly individual practice, it will change us and solidify our position above the outgroup. Finally, and probably most importantly, we have profit and fame. This is the end goal for the charlatan.
Do you think deadlifting led to any of your back issues? No, because I deadlift now and deadlift like a motherfucker, and I have no back issues. Oh my God, knock on wood. But like, no, you don't get back issues from fucking deadlifting. You get back issues from improperly deadlifting, or you get back issues from not adequately developing and stretching out all of your fucking body. Okay, that's it. Most of you have back issues. Notice how I rarely ever complain about my back issues or neck issues any longer. That's because I've been working out consistently for a fucking year. And when you work out consistently for a fucking year, that's because you're feeding your fucking scap muscles. You're feeding all the other counteracting muscles, and that delicate balance is struck so that everything is pulling and pushing adequately in the way that it's supposed to. Therefore, even if you fucking sit in front of a computer all day, you still are able to you're still able to overcome gamer neck, okay? That's how this shit works. All of you have back issues and neck issues because you don't work out. You don't work out. You don't work out correctly. You don't do, adequate. You don't focus on, correcting your posture. And by your posture, I mean like, not necessarily like, correcting your posture this way, because too much of sitting like this could still be bad for you. Okay. You can develop hypertrophy regardless. Correction, I have scoliosis. Bitch, I do too. Oh my God. Oh, it's scoliosis. Like, yeah, I do too, man. It doesn't matter. I mean, it'll make it harder, but you can still overcome it.
Using their sacred knowledge, convoluted language, and unique but transferable skill, they can now convert on those sweet, sweet algo gains. And again, there is nothing wrong with selling.
Wait, 31 is when he gets back to the Liver King stuff? Okay. I'm skipping
your
it.
HSCRP, your inflammation. What does your insulin look like? What are your triglycerides? What the fuck is your blood pressure? More people die of heart attacks with normal goddamn fucking cholesterol, right? So this cracks me up when people are like, let me look at your cholesterol, right? It's how the fuck do you feel, right? If you got a fucking kicking ass libido and you're kicking ass in fucking life, you give a fuck what your cholesterol is? I don't do any blood testing. I don't know what my cholesterol is.
I might know what his cholesterol is.
The emails! Yo, this is more damaging than Hillary Clinton's emails,
At the start
baby.
of the video, I mentioned how there was some information that came across my desk that was shocking, to say the least. This set of redacted emails shows what appears to be Liver King corresponding with a bodybuilding coach. So I was shocked, but also kind of not shocked at the same time. Like, I felt like it was just a matter of time before something like this came out in some capacity, but obviously, it was still surprising to see the name on the piece of paper and just the detail that he went into in these emails. So let's get into it. And as far as I know, the redactions included like personal information that was irrelevant to PEDs and blood test results. It was just like payment information, phone numbers, personal information, etc. And we'll get into the blood work after. I just want to go through all the emails fully
you want to order food?
Before we open the blood test results, because it gives a lot of context that then makes sense of the blood work thereafter. So this is the first email, June 29th, 2021, which is notable that this is actually almost 2 months before he started posting as Liver King on social media. And yet he seemingly filled out this contact form identifying himself as Brian Johnson Liver King in brackets with an official email, liverking@ancestralsupplements.com. Like, this is very much his brand domain that he is emailing through, and his official email address, presumably from his company email address. So no attempt at trying to claim natural or anything, like very, very transparent in this email about what he needs to get out of this, what his goals are over the next year, and also identifying himself literally as like he was on a contact form, presumably of some website, to contact this guy, and wrote Brian Johnson, and in brackets, like literally identified himself as Liver King. So super interesting stuff and really insightful as to what went into the strategy behind this whole brand from inception, because this is pre-social media push, keep in mind. So stoked, thank you. What's a good date and time for you to have our consultation? I live
in the Republic of Texas, Houston.
In the Republic of Texas, Houston. So I am CST, I believe that's 12 hours behind you. This is an absolute priority for me. So I will cancel almost anything planned to make this happen with you. My preferred times are 7 a.m., 8 a.m., or 9 a.m. on Wednesday CST, but you could easily do 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. almost any evening. And your time, I believe that's 7 p.m., 8 p.m., or 9 p.m. on Thursday, or 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. almost any morning of the week. Please check my math on that. Since that's outside of your regular hours, I'm happy to compensate for the trouble. So let's dig right in. As it relates to my goals, I'm the face of several brands, including Ancestral Supplements, which is the handle he used here from his official company email. And I've just hired a team to build the Liver King.
You know his ass was not lying when he said he was in sales, by the way. This is such a sales guy email. Like, he gave you the time blocks. He told you he'd pay you for the additional, like, this is so professional, okay? You learn how to fucking write emails like this when you're in sales, okay? You know exactly what time that you can fucking block out for a particular client. And you know, he is so corpo, dude.
King brand with the goal of 1 million followers by March 2022. That's like wildly specific, and I believe he actually did it before that date, which is crazy because he had 0 followers in June of 2021. So within less than a year, he knew he was gonna get 1 million followers all around this brand with the intention of blowing it up from day one. I'm pouring ridiculous resources into making this happen, including hosting a video guy that will be living at my guest house and a film crew that will be filming 7 days a month. Stated, I have to stay in great fucking shape year round. Maybe take 1 to 2 months off per year. And when he says off per year, like, he's very much implying hormone use. Here's a clip of where I'm at currently. So this is a link to an Instagram post. Ancestral Supplements, May 8th, 2021. The keys to living an optimal life. And Brian the Liver King Johnson. Okay, so he was identifying himself as a Liver King for a while, but this is before his actual Liver King social media was created. And he looks pretty yoked here. Like, he looks sick still. Presumably, that is mainly what this, coaching was really about, was to get as saucy as fucking hell, essentially, within reason of not killing yourself and pushing your brand in as viral of a way as possible. I've been working.
Oh, fuck, I'm muted because I was talking to my brother. He is as jacked as he is in that photo as he was when I met him, dude. What the fuck?
Johnson. Okay, so he was identifying himself as a Liver King for a while, but this is before his act.
No, like, he's fucking yacked here, bro. What the fuck? He was sauced up already. If you think that new Liver King, I mean, he I can't tell from, God damn it, angles are so deceiving. You know what I mean?
Liver King social media was created. And he looks pretty yoked here. Like, he looks sick still. Presumably, that is mainly what this, coaching was really about, was to get as saucy as fucking hell, essentially, within reason of not killing yourself and pushing your brand in as viral of a way as possible. I've been working out for 35 years. I know how to train, eat, rest, and recover. I even have a hard shell hyperbaric chamber at my house. But as I've reached my mid-40s, it's getting harder and the back fat fucking kills me. To support these exhaustive efforts, I've recently started taking Omnitrope. So if you guys don't know Omnitrope, This is pharmacy-grade human growth hormone.
Oh, okay. So he was already okay. Got it. I was gonna say he's yakety yak over there because like that's not natty either.
Brand. It is created by the pharmaceutical company Sandoz, I believe it is. The 5.8 milligram vials from Empower Pharmacy, $11,000 per month for my new dose, which is 4 vials per week, 16 vials per month. So these 5.8 milligram vials, he's using 4 vials per week, 16 vials per month. What is that in international units? Most of you guys are probably more familiar with HGH dosages in international units. In general, for somatropin, recombinant HGH, 1 milligram equals 3 international units. So for each 5.8 milligram vial of Omnitrope, that has the equivalent of approximately 17.4 IU somatropin. So he mentioned 4 vials per week, 16 vials a month. I believe he mentioned in his email here, 16 vials a month. So that is going to be roughly 69.6 international units of recombinant human growth hormone per week, which is roughly 10 international units per day, which is like a fucking really, really high, super expensive dosage that, to be honest, I know bodybuilders who compete at the Open Mr. Olympia who use less pharma-grade GH than that. Like that's how high of a dose that actually is. So he says, I don't know if this shit is grossly underdosed or what, but I've been taking 2 vials per week and my IGF is only at 139. See recent labs below. My doctor told me that I could double it in an effort to get to the upper 200s, low 300s. She thinks I could be a hyper non-responder. I'm wondering if taking a fuckload of other peptides could be confounding the results and possibly interfering with the efficacy. For instance, here's what I'm currently taking. So here's this stack, IGF-1.
Bro, someone in the chat also pointed this out, but ironically, this shit is destroying his liver. Like, dog, you could have all the liver on the planet, but you are not going to be able to overcome the damage that you're putting on your fucking liver with this, dude. Holy fuck, liver is king. I'd like to see this motherfucker's liver, bro. Oh my lord. He's showing his liver who's fucking boss. Yo! Oh yeah, he's yacked at that point. IGF, been taking this for a year, CJC with IMAP. I don't even know what any of this shit is. Holy fuck. Liver daddy. He will be dead in his 40s, 50s. They have terrible cardiovascular health, high risk for blood clots, PE, stroke. Yeah, I mean, he shaved at least 10. Like, easily 10 off of his fucking...
LR3, presumably. Been taking this for a year. CJC with IMAP. Been taking this for a year.
Winstrol and
Deca. He's
Deca.
talking about CJC 1295, drug affinity complex. Like, there is a difference between, there's mod GRF 1-29, which is like a shorter acting. We'll get into it later as far as like what GHRPs are, GHRHs, etc. But this is like a peptide combination, CJC 1295 with DAC. I'm assuming he's talking about with ipamorelin, I'm assuming, not IMAP. I'm sure he's just hastily writing this, hence why there's like missing shit. But CJC with IPAM is a very, very common combination. Been taking this for a year. Ibutamoren, also known as MK677, orally active GH secretagogue and ghrelin receptor agonist. Been taking this for 2 months. Omnitrope, human growth hormone pharma-grade, been taking this for 6 weeks. Testosterone cypionate, 0.6 cc per week, cruise dose. So that, presumably would be 120 milligrams per week if you do 0.6 times 1 with a 200 milligram per milliliter concentration. 120 milligrams per week of test sip is not that high. Deca, nandrolone decanoate, 0.6 cc per week. Been taking this for 3 weeks, so 3 weeks of 120 milligrams per week. Pharma grade, of course. Winstrol, 50 milligrams a day. Just started this, been taking this for 3 weeks, and this is all presumably pharma grade through the pharmacy mentioned and having a legitimate prescription. I know it to be the case that all of these are prescribable, even Winstrol, which sounds fucking baffling. And does it actually have like a clinical application that makes sense? Very rarely, but presumably he has a script for it. I'm doubting he's using UGL Winstrol just randomly as his choice of compound. There are fewer compounds to choose from, like you're not gonna get.
What are these prescribed for? Getting fucking yacked, dude. That's what they're prescribed for when you get a cool doctor, okay? Look, there's doctors, especially like there's doctors everywhere that are notorious for overprescribing medication. And you go to them and they always have like some new cutting edge shit. And as long as you got the fucking money, they'll write you a script. If you're asking like what is it used for, like in the medical field, I don't fucking know. Probably like diminishing T levels, things like that. I really don't know.
Trenbolone through a fucking pharmacy, but you know, Winstrol, one of the available orals that presumably he arrived on as the one to add in. So anyways, he is on all this stuff. My blood sugar every morning, it's around 74, and insulin are great because I'm metabolically fit as fuck. Or so I think, ... Some doctors think my insulin is too low, but I think it's because I'm very insulin sensitive because I work out like a fucking maniac. I train twice a day, 6 days a week, and walk 10 to 12 miles on my rest day. Can you help me dial in the PE?
But like that is true. You can get on a fucking cycle like this, which is, it seems, I don't know that much about steroids. You know what I mean? I'm by no means like super well versed in this, but you have to still work out like a fucking demon to be able to achieve Liver King's physique on top of the entire pharmacy that he's apparently shooting in his asshole.
ED and growth hormone protocol to maximize results. You will see that my healthy labs back on May 12th look pretty good, except IGF-1 and GH are always non-existent. My recent labs show some serious concerns, probably the Winstrol, but we're discontinuing that in 2 weeks anyways. SHBG, lipids, estradiol are all fucked, but aside from my joints, I feel pretty good. I'm 5'7", lean, 43 years old. Would like your coaching for the next 12 months and happy to pay in advance. Let's go. And a bunch of redactions of a bunch of personal information.
Oh, that's the other thing. Steroids will help your body recover faster so you can work out harder and more often. It also makes you fucking angry. Yeah. That's another. I mean, steroids have plenty of benefits. That's why people who have like serious illnesses take them.
And then his signature, Brian Johnson, Liver King, owner, Ancestral Supplements. We believe in the ways of our ancestors. We are descendants of the sole surviving species.
That's hilarious, dude. He's like, Ancestral Supplements after all the lab results he sent over to the steroid doctor.
Oh, so look like pretty fucking legit. Seems like the man himself. So let's get into the next email and we'll wrap this up and then get into the blood work. All right, next email, July 18th, 2021.
Road rage is not based on any credible research. No, I just meant like, I mean, it does, or at least this is purely anecdotal, okay? But it made everyone I know take it become incredibly emotional.
New IGF-1 and GH results are in. Thank God I'm finally in the normal range. Having said that, I want to get my IGF-1 to 300. As a reminder, I've been taking 4 vials of Omnitrope, 5.8 milligrams per week. So 69.4 international units per week, whatever that was. So roughly 10 IU per day of pharma-grade GH. Should I pay an extra $5,000 per month? That's $15,000 per month in total. Or try one of your sources to get better shit. And we can see here, IGF-1 using high sensitivity testing, 204 nanograms per milliliter. Longitudinal data points here that show a trend upwards from May to mid-July. Keeping in mind the dosage he's using, his IGF-1 should be way higher. Like this is very, very odd to say the least, and is presumably, like this is why he's wondering, should he?
Bro, you say fucking steroids that don't have, like road rage is false or whatever. But brother, even minoxidil finasteride, okay? Even motherfucking like the DHD blockers I take, finasteride, when I was taking the full pill, made me irritable. Like it made me more emotional. And that's like minuscule in comparison to what the fuck this is, okay?
He be trying different shit? Why is it so low? What's going on? Does he have a unique issue? What's going on? Which we'll get into liver health later, downstream IGF-1 conversion, inflammatory states, his blood work, etc. And there's more data points too for the IGF-1, but this is where he's at from, you know, he's been trying to get it up for a while with peptides to increase his endogenous.
Yeah, you had an episode earlier. No, I'm talking about when I first took it, that I've raged way less. I used to rage way more. I got fucking shingles, dog. What are you talking about?
Levels use literal IGF-1 LR3 to try and stimulate receptor activity through that vector by bypassing the entire GH-IGF-1 axis itself, using exogenous GH and trying to just shove it at the fucking liver to get as much conversion as possible, using a higher dose than most bodybuilders I know can even afford, to be honest. Yeah, let's get into the next email. July 19th, 2021, questionnaire. What up, coach? I hope your MRI went well. I bet it did. See my answers below in red. Front and back pictures of what you look like right now. 4 quarter turns and the 7 mandatory bodybuilding poses if possible. This way we have a starting point and can decide where to improve and how you hold your body fat. Also send me pictures of the best shape and condition you've had in the past. 4 quarter turns and the 7 mandatory bodybuilding poses if you have them. That way we have a clear goal and see where we can improve on your previous shape. Liver King's response.
I'm not sure that I could Google them, but it would take too much effort right now, and I want to get this done within 30 minutes. I don't store body fat anywhere except the love handles and back fat.
But no idea what...
Dude, he is crazy, dude. He's crazy. Like, bro, he's like 7% body fat here. What the fuck is he talking about? He's already taking an insane amount of fucking steroids at this point, and he literally has... He has 7% body fat, and he's like, "Oh man, I have back fat." This is what we say when we talk about body dysmorphia.
What these poses are. I'm sure that I could Google them, but it would take too much effort right now, and I want to get this done within 30 minutes. I don't store body fat anywhere except the love handles / back fat. I need serious help with this. What is your daily schedule? What time do you wake up? How many meals until you work out? And how many after? Let me know which hours of the day you're occupied and what times you can eat and train. How do you structure your weekend? And what kind of thing do you like to do socially? Movies, eating out, bowling, walking in the park, etc. So this is pretty interesting. Wake up at 6 a.m., work out at 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. I always train fasted. If I'm not going to my ranch, I don't leave my compound. I live on 15 acres on the lake and have everyone come to me. My ranch is 500 acres of paradise. I don't go out to eat. I don't go bowling. I don't go to the movies. This is my routine. 6 a.m., wake up, walk to the lake barefoot, sun gaze, and have morning coffee. Review the books for my companies. 7 a.m. workout number 1. I follow Westside Conjugate and customize the program as needed. I take the first dose of Omnitrope right before this workout. 9 a.m. Eat meal 1. 45-gram protein shake with...
Wait, where's the liver? Whoa! Oh, wait. Hold on. Where's the liver, dog? Did you just say protein shake? Hold on now. Greek yogurt? What? Where's the balls? Where's the pee-pee?
Cold mineral water, 60 grams dextrose, 100 grams whole Greek yogurt, 30 grams maple syrup, 4 farm fresh eggs, 5 grams creatine, 10 grams collagen, 30 grams almond butter, 20 grams ghee, 5 grams red mint salt, 2 ounces of red meat. So it's kind of interesting because I wonder, some of the stuff I've never seen him have, like 60 grams of dextrose powder. Never seen that before. Him supplementing with creatine is really interesting, given how much red meat he eats. 10
Yeah, that's like surprising. Why the fuck would you need creatine if you're eating, even if he's eating the things that you see him eat on camera? Like the amount of red meat that he claims he eats on camera alone is enough for him to get all the creatine on the fucking planet. That is insane.
Grams of collagen powder, presumably. Interesting stuff. 9:15 to 1 p.m. meetings and phone calls with the occasional nap from 12 to 1. 1:30 p.m. workout number 2. This is Olympic lifting, skills and Metcon. I take the second dose of Omnitrope right before this workout. 2:30 p.m. eat meals.
11-ish tomorrow. See you. There, same place, same time. What? No way. Oh, the chatter is going to bed.
Meal 2, 45-gram protein shake with cold mineral water, 60 grams of dextrose again, 100 grams whole Greek yogurt, 60 grams maple syrup, 4 farm fresh eggs, 5 grams creatine, 10 grams collagen, 30 grams almond butter, 20 grams ghee, 5 grams red mint salt, 2 to 4 ounces of raw liver, 30 grams of raw bone marrow. 3 to 4:30, meetings and phone calls. 4:30, eat meal number 3, 12 ounces of full fat red meat. For example, ribeye, ground wagyu, or short ribs, and 100 to 200 grams sweet potatoes. 5:30 to 6:30, phone calls, emails, meetings. 6:30 to 7, walking with wife. 7 to 7.
Okay, this diet makes a lot more sense when you look at like everything he's doing and when you look at all of his like supplements and his daily calorie consumption, this is infinitely more consistent with maintaining like a 5 to 7% body fat. Okay? Like what he's eating on camera is not. Okay? If he's eating like 10 burgers a fucking day like he claims he is, there is no way that a guy of his size and like of his like workout regimen would ever be able to fucking keep up. Then the reason why he has so many, the reason why he's taking so many shakes, the reason why he's drinking so many shakes is because, like, again, he's just all protein. He's hitting the protein hard as fuck. He's not actually, like, this is normal. This is a normal, well, it's not a normal diet for the average person, but it's a normal diet for a bodybuilder.
7:30, emails. 7:30 to 8:30, spend time with the boys. Usually go to the theater room to watch a Marvel movie or play games. 8:30 p.m. I take
play
a
games.
third dose of
Subprimal
Omnitrope. Wait 30, and by the way, like each dose he's taking essentially is 3.33 international units, presumably, per shot. Wait 30 minutes after the Omnitrope, have a 30-gram protein shake and
5:15 p.m. Top of the hour ad break comes 15 minutes late. Okay? Tell the chat that they can avoid the ads by subscribing for $5 or for free if they want to be really, truly primal. Okay? That's right. 5:16. Wait for the chat to give you a low rating because they don't like when you serve them the ads. They only like it when chat debates streamer and gives a 10-10 response. Regardless, there is no honesty and ethics in ad segue rating systems in this chat. Okay, I'll just say it. There's no consistency. There's no honesty. I'm sick and tired of it. Okay. You guys are fucking brutal. You're Nazis with the way you fucking dictate the ratings. Okay. Messed up. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. That bait was subprimal.
2 ounces of red meat and get ready for bed. 9 p.m. bedtime. How many hours of sleep do you get every day? My sleep is not great. I go to sleep no problem, but wake up a lot from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. This is why I stay in bed 9 to 10 hours a night so that I can usually get around 8 hours of legit sleep. So this is really interesting to me because the guy, preaches sleep hygiene, dialed in sleep, and you would think is like the, representation of pinnacle of lifestyle, behavioral, etc. modifications to have this perfectly dialed in, but yet he is waking up a lot, 2 to 6 a.m., having issues sleeping. He stays in bed 10 hours a night to get 8 hours of legit sleep. And we'll get into his blood work later, why I think that to be partially the case. Who knows if it's from lying on fucking wooden floor or whatever. Anyways, current body weight and body fat percentage, if you can do a test like the in-body machine. Otherwise, we can always go by pictures. 200 pounds, I'd guess my body fat is around 10%. Do you feel you had stubborn fat areas that didn't go away? If so, what areas? Yes, all caps. Back fat, love handles, nowhere else. Do you start to hold water during the day after a few meals with carbs and or about 1 hour after training, look lean?
It's just funny because like he doesn't. Like he has body dysmorphia. What? Hasan is really decent compared to H3? What do you mean?
Leaner in the morning, leaner but puffy face, or look pretty flat in the morning and look better after a few meals? I pretty much look the same. Which diet or foods you're currently eating, which foods you don't like, and do you have any food allergies? What food do you feel you respond good to bodybuilding wise, and which do you find hard to digest that are usually used by bodybuilders? I fucking love my foods. I pretty much eat keto carnivore unless I've just worked out. If I've earned the carbs, I will eat 100 or so right after a workout. My blood sugar is usually 70 to 84 every morning. If I need to lean out, I stop eating post-workout carbs for 4 to 6 weeks and I get shredded. I respond well to raw eggs, raw liver, raw meat, and dairy. I don't eat any vegetable oils. So you can at least give him kudos that he's like reasonably following the shit that he preaches. He has some interesting additions that he does not really discuss, but other than that, like it's pretty, he definitely believes in what he's preaching with exception of the hormone part, which is a pretty fucking massive piece. But anyways, did you ever do a food allergy test? If so, what are you allergic to and which foods do you avoid? Not applicable. Do you feel you respond better to carbs or fats? What kind of diet did you follow in the past, and have you done any carb cycling or keto? My energy is better with fat and my cognition is better with fat. I add carbs post-workout for the muscle fullness. I do carb cycling and keto as needed, filming, vacation, etc. What kind of foods do you like to eat that isn't bodybuilding related? Pizza, Thai, sushi, ice cream, etc. None. Even when I eat sushi, I have a sushi chef come over to make it to my specification. If I ever have ice cream, my wife makes a colostrum ice cream made out of first milk colostrum, egg yolks, vanilla extract, and a little maple syrup. You should come over and fuck that shit up with me.
Dude, he's a classic sales guy, bro. He's literally, no, chat, calm down. He's being personable, dude. This is like, okay, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. First of all, wait, did you say breast milk? First milk colostrum? Wait, is that what that is? Like human titty milk? No, he's not. Wait, what? Colostrum looks so gross and I'm a breastfeeding mom? Wait. When the cow gives birth, that's the first type of milk that they produce, full of nutrients for a baby. No, stolen from baby cows. No, just human. It's from an animal that just gave birth. Oh, okay. No, colostrum is the first milk from any mammal. Also known as bee stings or first milk, is the first form of milk produced by mammary glands of mammals, including humans, immediately following the delivery of a newborn. Most species will begin to generate colostrum just prior to giving birth. Colostrum is an especially high amount of bioactive compounds compared to mature milk to give the newborn the best possible start to life. Damn, homie is just like stealing the antibiotics from a fucking baby cow. Wild. That's like kind of evil, dude. I mean, hey, listen, vegans, don't fucking rise up, okay? I know what we do to animals is fucking way worse than just that. Okay, I'm being hypocritical for even noticing the awfulness of that. Okay, I know. Shut up. Stop it. Stop the steal. I know.
How is your mood as you go deeper into the diet? Can you function and continue with your jobs and deal with friends, family, or it becomes increasingly difficult to manage obligations outside of your bodybuilding goals? I can do anything. I am unequivocally strong in mind, heart, and spirit. How much water are you drinking per day, and what other beverages do you consume? I only drink coffee and natural Mountain Valley spring water in glass containers. Which supplements are you currently using? Brands, dosages, etc. What have you tried in the past that worked and didn't work? Are you using any of these supplements to cover a deficiency, like vitamin D3, for example? Ancestral supplements, thyroid, ancestral supplements, heart, ancestral supplements, beef organs, ancestral...
Bro, he's like selling this to his... he's like selling suppies to his fucking... his gear guy.
Supplements, bone marrow, and tallow. N-acetylcysteine, 2 grams per day. Tudka, 1 gram. Creatine, 10 grams per day. Protein powder. So these are going to be for liver preventative health from a liver perspective, trying to protect his liver, avoid significant stress from, the Winstrol he's using, for example, etc.
Yeah.
Glutathione synthesis through the neck, blah, blah, blah. Are you currently taking any medications? Which ones and for what purposes? CYP, as in testosterone cypionate, DECA, nandrolone decanoate, Omnitrope, growth hormone, MK677, and then all the other shit that he mentioned in the last email. Are you currently smoking, drinking, or taking any rec drugs? No, I have drinks maybe 1 to 2 days out of the month. Your training style now, do you follow any program at the moment? How long do you train? How many exercises and sets per body part? If you have any videos of yourself training, that would help tremendously. That way I can see.
It's kind of wild because this literally, like this entire thing is exactly what people wanted to hear from Liver King. Like what his actual stack is and like what his actual diet is and cutting through the fluff. And he is just delivering it to his like bodybuilding coach guy. Like if he had just said all this, people would still probably be like, yeah, no, that's like insanely impressive. Except normies don't fucking comprehend that. They like think that if you do steroids, you're cheating. And also like, oh, anyone could fucking get to that level. Like, no, you can't. Okay. You can't. This man is a fucking psycho, okay? The amount of work he's putting day in is unimaginably high, okay?
To your form, see how you push yourself, etc. If the files are too big, you can upload them to Instagram or YouTube and set them to unlisted and send me the links. I follow Westside Conjugate CrossFit 90.
You wouldn't be talking about him right now? No, yes, I would. No, Liver King is like, he is a charismatic individual. I told you this much, okay? He's a charismatic person. I don't give a fuck if he sells 100 million worth of supplements a year, which I don't even think that that's true, okay? What? Oh, okay, so he'd sell what? Fucking 20 million worth of supplements? Who gives a shit? No, he's like a funny content creator who is also charismatic, okay? He's like a funny character. If he just said he does steroids and then like spun it in a way, then maybe a lot of Normans wouldn't, buy his shit because like they're fucking stupid and think you could even achieve that body standard without becoming this like, eating disordered wreck of a man. Don't lie, you bought from his stuff. No, I didn't. What the fuck? Bitch, you think I would take a fucking liver supplement? What are you, out of your mind? I live on a steady diet of Mountain Dew Zero.
90 minutes in the morning, 60 minutes in the afternoon. I push myself to the absolute limit 100%. I usually do 4 to 5 exercises per body part with 4 to 6 sets per exercise. Do you have more energy at the beginning of the workout or strong all the way through? Fuck no. I'm dead at the end. Fucking dead. Sometimes I even have to nap from 12 to 1 p.m. Are you currently doing any cardio? If so, what kind and how long per day? Yes, always doing cardio. CrossFit, Metcons, 4 to 5 days per week. Do you have any injuries at the moment? Old injuries that have healed, broken bones, tendon issues, torn
I didn't need a raw penis to impress him. I ate a raw penis on camera for content.
muscles, etc.
There's a
Doing
difference.
okay here.
Okay, I gotta
Do you
pee.
have
I'll be
any
back.
experience ordering supplements online from websites like Amazon.com, iHerb, bodybuilding.com? Who doesn't? Let me know what's next. Oh yeah, I take Wednesday and Sunday off. On those days, I do hard shell HBOT in my house. 10 minutes cold plunge at house, massage at house, walk 6 to 9 miles and do Tabata push-ups or else I don't feel right in the head. Let's go! Exclamation marks. Lastly, let me know what you think about my Omnitrope questions I sent yesterday too. P.S. I'll send pictures and video files as soon as my creative director shares them with me. And that is the end of that email. Now moving on to the August 16th email, GH and IGF-1. Check this out. I did Omnitrope 1 hour before the blood test on August 4th. I did Norditropin 1 hour before the blood test on August 11th. My IGF-1 is slowly rising too. I'd love to get my IGF-1 to 300. Quick interjection for a note on the blood work analysis. I ended up doing it and it ended up being over an hour in length. I wanted it to be this succinct, concise, cursory overview of all of the blood test metrics, but he has a decent amount of blood work, and to do it the justice it deserves from an analysis context, it ended up being pretty long. So instead of derailing this video, I'm gonna make that blood work analysis a totally separate video for you guys who want to dig into that and see how his health metrics were affected.
Yeah, I just took my secret liver supplements off screen
at first, and then the peptide introduction, the GH use, the cranking of the GH, and the subsequent, introduction of synthetic anabolic steroids and whatnot. That is all very clearly elucidated in the blood work, and you get my insight on it. In this video, we are going to get back to the meat and potatoes and a twist in the story that I was not expecting personally. The other day, I was filtering through my emails to find the forwarded emails, the blood test results, do my interpretation of it, and I came across an unread email from May 2021. It was from the same address, so I'm on my Gmail. Emails get buried quick, so I'm filtering, go at ancestralsupplements.com. It filters any email that's from ancestralsupplements.com. And there's another one that pops up like underneath, older, significantly older than this one, unread. I'm like, huh, open it up. So for me, I used to provide consults on my website. I stopped taking clients a couple of years ago, but those requests would still pile up, I guess, until I had removed the consult thing.
Is this a legitimate HIPAA violation? No, dude, what? He's having a conversation with a random person, not his doctor. Okay? He's having a conversation with a fucking bodybuilder, not a doctor. And also, he's not a doctor. There's no one involved in this conversation as a doctor. Okay? Yeah, HIPAA is like if a doctor leaks your shit.
From my site. I don't even remember if I had removed it by then or not, but it might have still been like a link.
And no, the PP won't get small if you take steroids. I think your balls shrink though.
Link on my site to request a consult, or maybe they found it through Googling, because I think the URL domain or whatever, the site, the actual page where you would submit a request probably still exists. It's just not actually on the website anymore. But anyways, apparently sitting in the depths of my email inbox was an unread message from the man himself requesting bodybuilding coaching as well. May 2nd, 2021, from Brian Johnson, consult contact form at moreplatesmoredates.com, reply to Liver King at ancestralsupplements.com, to admin at moreplatesmoredates.com, my company email that I was using, Brian Johnson, Liver King at ancestralsupplements.com. I need to get shredded, have more energy, and get my brain working better, but I overtrain approximately 12 to 14 workouts a week and can't stop. I played around with peptides and would like to explore real GH like Omnitrope and others. I sleep well, eat well. I even have a hard shell hyperbaric oxygen therapy, presumably, cold plunge, sauna, etc. at my house. I need next level, which is why I'm reaching out. Can you reassure me that all information discussed, wish confidential, presumably will be held confidential. Fucking love your work. Pretty flattering, to be honest. May 2nd. So this is before like the other emails we just went.
He sent this at May 2nd, which is like when this dude had like, again, like 20,000 subs or something, 30,000 subs, which means Liver King was literally going to anyone he could to get any fucking competitive edge he can.
Went through. Even the first blood test result was May 12th, I believe. So this is before all of that. So this whole time, even when I'm making videos about the guy and like talking, doing like, you know, the natty or not stuff, this is sitting there unread in my Gmail this whole fucking time, dude. Absolutely wild. Now, again, this isn't it. There was another email from somebody on his team this time, interestingly enough. So this is, has redactions on it to keep the personal information private. Because again, this is just some guy in his company. Don't necessarily want to just, you know, put out there, hey, this fucking guy, you know, sent this. So this guy presumably is a high up guy in the company. He has an Ancestral Supplements extension email. And the fact that he even knows this stuff, like obviously he must be pretty high up in there, because I assume this isn't something that Liver King like puts out there to the masses regularly. But who knows? Like maybe he was more open about it back then. Then he decided, you know, at the last minute, you know what? I am just going to claim natural and nobody's going to find out. I don't fucking know. But anyways, more plates, more dates. HGH dosage video idea / intros, the subject line from blank at ancestralsupplements.com. Hey bro, I reached out to you on Instagram, realized I should probably hit you in a few places. I work with Brian Liver King Johnson, owner of Ancestral Supplements. So for context, by the way, I went and checked to see if there was a DM from this guy and put.
God damn, bro. He could have just he could have cracked the code months ago. All you needed to do was look at your fucking emails, brother.
Put his alias, preface of his email and what he called himself into Instagram. See if I could find it, because it wasn't actually his name. It was just like, I don't even remember what it was, but it's been redacted. But anyways, I put it into Instagram, went to there was a DM from somebody who had the same handle and it was unsent. So to me, that was pretty indicative that was probably the same guy. And like when you see a DM and it shows like a request, you want to accept or reject it, and it's just blank, that you know that somebody sent a DM and then unsent it. So it looks blank, but the request is still showing. To me, that was probably the same guy. He probably unsent the message after he saw that I didn't respond, or perhaps they decided they wanted to go the.
Check if Liver King asked you for gear in like 2017. Okay, dude, I'm not like, I mean, it's very kind of you to think that like I would be anywhere near the level of like physical excellence that these motherfuckers are at. From a Twitch streamer's perspective, maybe, but like, you know, I'm a bit flabby for anyone, even at my peak, for people to fucking reach out to me for, you know, workout advice.
Claiming Natty wrote after and wanted to just like get rid of the, I don't know, the DMs. I don't really know. But anyways, I work with Brian Johnson, owner of Ancestral Supplements. We recently secured him an HGH prescription and he's taking quadruple the dose with little benefit. It's Omnitrope, somatropin. Brian has some questions and ideas about why he may not be responding to the HGH, and I think you could pull some good shit out of your conversation with him for content. I can hook y'all up over email. Liver King lives on his inbox, or however it works best for you. Skype video may be an interesting change of scenery for him, LOL. If you want to get paid, name your price, bro. I think you'll agree after talking to Brian that the connection itself is priceless. Look us up, ancestralsupplements.com. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or email me. Let's make this happen. Talk to you soon. So yeah, very much trying to dissect and figure out why the quadruple dose of pharma grade GH is not working. Understandably so, because I would be definitely interested in that as well. To me, this sort of corroborated that the leaked emails were legit because, like, to me, again, when I first saw those emails, it's just like random emails being forwarded to me. Now, could they have been manipulated? Is like the handle even legit? Like, again, when I
What type of supplements would you be okay marketing? I don't know, shit that I use that works. Like,
see the @ancestralsupplement.com handle, when I see the signature that's like blatantly his, when I see the contact form, like what is being put in there, the language being used, like the corroborating blood work, like I was pretty certain that it was legitimate to begin with, especially given the dates, the outline of it.
pea protein, let's fucking go. Absolutely not. I will never recommend pea protein. It's nasty as fuck. It tastes like doo-doo, okay? It tastes like absolute fucking doo-doo. Ugh. Yo, that's a big L. Vegans took a big dub with cashew butter. Okay, nut butter is fire, specifically cashew butter. Pea protein is the biggest, that stays serving L's to the fucking vegans, dude. Ugh, it's so nasty, dude. Oat milk is a big W as well. Yes.
Exactly what he was going to do, the meticulous strategy around the social media, blah, blah, blah. But then getting this in my email as well with all the...
Ooh, he doesn't want to tell us what he uses. I don't use anything. My pre-workout is a shot of espresso, and sometimes if I'm in pain, two Advil. That's it. I don't even take creatine. I've gone in and out of like taking creatine, but I'm too lazy to fucking remember to take it. Yeah, Advil before workout. Listen, espresso and aspirin is like old school bodybuilder. Like people in the fucking 1930s were doing that. Tried and true, baby. Espresso in the butthole. Did you ever try the old school NO Explode? Yes, I did. And Jack 3D, which I think had steroids in it. Jack 3D still the GOAT, the greatest fucking pre-workout of all time. That shit used to make my face itch like a motherfucker. I wanted to like rip my face off. I am not, for the record, the reason why I don't do all these supplements and stuff is because like a lot of this stuff is marginal. Okay? A lot of this stuff is marginal. Just eat whatever the amount of calories you need to eat that's like well balanced, protein, carbs, and fat, and you'll be fine. Okay? All this shit like, oh, I eat 7 meals a day. I eat 1 meal a day. I eat 3 meals a day. All that stuff will marginally improve your situation. But if you're not doing the right things, if you're, for example, overeating, if you're eating more calories than you're actually fucking burning, okay, then you're not going to lose weight. Like, none of that shit matters. None of it. Yeah, the reason why bodybuilders use the marginal stuff is because they've already pushed their body to the fucking human limit, okay? You are not there. You are on twitch.tv. You are watching Twitch streamers. You are definitely not anywhere near like, you know, fucking 7% body fat, but you want to push it down to 5%. You're cutting for fucking competition. Like, you're not there. Don't worry about it. Literally. You have not peaked. You have not peaked anywhere near your like whatever natural fucking physique you can get to. You haven't even hit your muscle mass peak. Like, your body has not hit that. I promise you. Watching you at the gym as we speak. Yeah, you have years and years still to fucking hit your natural plateau to only like to only get to the point that you need to get to.
All the exact same corroborating information, like really backed up that in fact it was legit after all. So fucking wild to say the least. While I certainly don't agree with everything Liver King recommends regarding health, fitness, lifestyle, there's a lot that I do agree with. I do truly believe that Many people would benefit from incorporating some of his suggestions into their lives, some things more so than others. Like, for example, I mentioned briefly earlier, eating an ounce of liver per day. I would generally recommend for most people looking to optimize their micronutrient intake. Like beef liver, I have like an ounce of beef liver every single day, regardless of how deep in a deficit I go. And if somebody truly didn't like the taste of liver, you know, is taking a liver supplement a viable alternative? Absolutely, I think so. And I don't feel it's unethical at all to promote that in that context. But I would also tell you that sunning your balls is almost certainly not worth your time. Like, there are certain things he says that I just don't agree with. In general, the message regarding lifestyle changes that the Liver King is spreading to the masses is arguably a positive one on the surface overall. However, that is shrouded in a cloud of deception. It seems as if the Liver King has decided on behalf of the millions who follow him and the millions that will follow him in the future that it is better to not just keep them in the dark about his drug use, but to also lie about it when questioned. If he was natural with a less impressive physique, he would likely not be as viral as he is on social media. If he openly talked about his hormone use, it would likely make people question just how impactful the 9 ancestral tenets really are relative to the drugs he's taking.
Dude, everything that he pushes, like everything that he talks about, other than like, you know, eating fucking raw liver every day for every meal or whatever the fuck he says, is just basic shit. Sleep well and fucking move around. Okay? It is in many ways, and I said this to his face when we were having this conversation. Finish Ragnarok? What? What? Oh, God of War. I was like, what the fuck? No, I have not. I am off today. I'm not on one. I'm on one. Fuck it. I'm on one. Okay, that's what I'm on. I can't fully comprehend the amount of talking and points that have occurred during this segment. My grandma's pie. What? Look, listen. That's the second time you mistook something nice for a fucking death threat. Wait, I didn't think that person was mentioning a death threat, but I did think that he was talking about the Ubisoft game.
And he would convert less viewers into believers and paying customers. If he candidly talked about the unhealthy stress he subjects his body to in order to look a certain way to push his message, it would likely reflect poorly on him as a leader in the health and wellness space, and far fewer people would take him seriously. If he was totally transparent about the financial upside the explosion of the Liver King brand has had on his businesses, it would likely detract from the noble intentions he portrays his actions to be underpinned by. And that, ultimately, is the crux of the Liver King.
Damn. Woo, goddamn, dude. I'd honestly be more shocked to find out he's natty. It's so wild that Derek literally had to prove this whole time without knowing it. Yeah. What the fuck, you watch an hour vid, Jesus? Did people think he was natural? No. I don't think people thought he was natural. He literally makes chicken smoothie to get the calories and protein as easily as possible. What? There's more plates, the CoffeeZilla of bodybuilding. Have you seen the Munchie series on YouTube where they track athletes and what they eat and how they work out?
Me at the moment, my body fat percent is just under 10%.